So you can see my screen, right? Clearly. Okay. Now we were discussing about
Second topic.
can you second topic, right? Version.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So version till version only we had done, right? Yesterday. I think there was
Yes,
some
yes.
network issue. Yeah, fine then. So as if I mentioned you, it's the versions of Dynamics 365 actually in 1999 IBM company called IBM have developed this software. Then after that Microsoft have
Yeah,
took
yeah. You told
this
everything. It later on, it was developed in 2013 or 14, am I right? AX,
2012.
AX12.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah, AX12.
X
Yeah.
X 2012 in
Mm.
2012.
Mm.
So these are all company premises. So these are all versions upgraded to 2009 to 2012, and there are some additional features in and advanced features modules also introduced in 2012. And there are some upgrades like 2012 R2 and R3 and R3 also. So there are some and these are all on-premises applications. So that all companies maintain servers and systems means on-premises means you know that, right?
Yeah.
Because and they used to have a complete data storage in their system and all these things. So it would be
Mm.
like very much at the time. At the time, it was very hectic with the storage and all the things, and it took a lot of expensive there again
Mm. Mm. Mm.
on-premises softwares. So
Yes.
gradually after 2009 means it gradually changed and to in again in 2000 after 19 and around 2019 there was a complete rapid change, and now 2012 to it moved to Dynamics 365, and it is completely cloud based storage. Cloud
Okay.
based storage means the data whatever you are storing it will be stored in the cloud,
Yes. Yes.
Microsoft Cloud.
Yeah.
So what happens is like you don't need to maintain extra big systems to and big
Servers.
storages where you
Yes.
store this item. So you Microsoft provides you some URL, in that URL client URL, so that you can access this URL to any of the laptops. So I'll show you
So just
this.
to give the URL. Okay.
So I'll show you this how this works so that you will be having one notification, you'll one understanding there. See, this is the client URL. What this is one more client which normally
Okay.
worked with this URL. I can access all over the world. I can access with this. I'll be having
Okay.
separate username and password. I think
Okay.
I typed some wrong password. That's the reason I am getting this access denied. Fine, so I'll close this. Like this I can use anywhere this software, this client URL. Yeah, versions has
So
been
using
done.
that
So
URL, you can we can automatically open the app anywhere, right?
anywhere and any laptop, but
Okay.
basically previously 2012 software you need to have a minimum of means RAM should be minimum configuration should be 8 GB, and hard disk
Ah,
should be somewhat strong, and
yes.
each and every laptop should be because on premises means in the within the laptop you need to have some software where it should support your laptop to run the work, and if the complete data is filled within the laptop again it would be like hectic. You cannot means do your work in time because of heavy data system gets slows. These
Mm.
are all challenges we used to get in 2012 previous version, in the starting version. So then
Okay.
after this Dynamics 65, no, now complete data will be stored in cloud basis where 3 4 companies are providing us cloud
Okay.
servers. So
Okay.
one is Microsoft, Amazon, and two more companies are there. So they provide this cloud services. So what we do is like we take some licenses there for yearly
Okay.
basis. This much of cost it will be there, and this much expense means expenses will be gone, and how much data you will be storing. So complete data will be stored in cloud basis, that too in SQL, Azure
Okay.
database,
Okay.
Azure
Okay.
database.
Okay.
Because backend of this software, backend of Dynamics 365, they uses X++ software. X++
Okay.
for developing and or changes any of the front
Okay.
end views if you wanted to change. So we use
Ah,
X++.
like
Okay,
Power
and
BI,
this
right?
X, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So X++ data and even this all configurations, where do we store? That will be it should support the system, right? So we use SQL for that supporting of the
Okay.
softwares. So all this data whatever we develop or change, that will be stored in SQL database, which is
Okay.
cloud database, Azure database. So coming back to the modules which we will be covering through this
Okay.
supply chain management. Now the versions has been done. Now what is supply chain management? Supply chain management means this is the process, means sub chain process for
Okay.
purchasing or for selling. What is the
Okay.
chain you will be using? For purchasing, you required some vendor, right? If you
Yeah.
wanted to purchase some goods, you required vendor. For purchasing some items from the vendor, you need to create an item before that. And if
Yes.
you wanted to do this process, first you required your company. So first company is required, then item is required, then vendor is required. This is the initial steps, so
Yeah.
that we can do purchase order.
Okay.
Once purchase order, see, vendor, here is the vendor, here is the seller, and we are only, this is the company, our company.
Okay.
Vendor, we will be receiving the vendor invoice, and once I receive this, means when raise a request to the vendor, he will do the shipment, and we will be receiving these items within the warehouse. If we wanted to receive some items, we require some warehouse, right?
Yes.
Means some place. Warehouse means like you can
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
as
Godown. It is godown, right? Warehouse where we store the things in
Godam,
the stock.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is like Godam. You can simply
Yeah.
say in the words Godam. So
Yeah.
within the Godam, again you will be, means not small Godam. It is like very big Godams, big.
Okay.
So if you store that items within the warehouse, but again you need to know where the item is stored, which place within the warehouse. For that we use serial number and batch number. Means in this serial, in this batch number, I have kept my item. Like if you go to any medical stores, first if you ask any medicine, he will check in the system, right? Where
Yeah.
is this item placed? In
Yeah.
this rack, A rack or B rack, he have mentioned. So he'll check in the
Yeah.
system. Then he will
Okay.
go there. Means checking the system means where my exactly my item is there. That is called tracking. Storing,
Okay.
where do you store the item? Within the warehouse. That's called storing of the item, and this is tracking the item. Where
Okay.
do you store and where do you track? Within the storage, where do you tag this item?
Yeah.
So that
Understood.
after within the warehouse, again within the warehouse, if you wanted to sell, now we are a company here only, okay? If you wanted to sell to customer, now first we required our store setup, okay? If we are having some store, first we require some store, then customer should arrive there. Like example, DMart is our store, I think. You just assume as DMart is our store, okay? Customer comes into the shop. No, customer comes into the shop, and what does he do? He checks for the item, what items I should take, or what items I'm getting with cheaper price. So customer coming into our DMart, we need to place these items, right? So these are items I should place within my store. Means within
Yes.
my store I should place this item, so that customer could come and pick some items there. So what and all are required? I required item here, and I required shelves and batches. Which shelf I should keep this? And within that, again we will be arranging some goods with discount and without discount. Yeah. So means here what we do, the products which we got previously, old items which are getting near to expiry. Expiry date is very, if suppose expiry date is of 3 months, I got new items from the vendor which is having 2 years of expiry. So what I'll do, first I'll remove this 3 months of expiry with giving good discounts, right? Here what I do, last in first out I'll be doing it, which I got last
Okay.
previously,
Uh-huh.
I'll sell that last in first out.
Okay.
First out, and I'll be using this formula. And even
Okay.
sometimes what I'll do, after these items are moved, I'll,
Mhm.
whenever the items I get, I try
Okay.
to sell this item to the vendor. I don't want to keep within my store. Now I don't want to use
Okay.
it. No, I'll be using
Yes.
completely. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is for DMart. For example, this is a DMart. This scenario is with the DMart now. Okay.
Okay. Retail process. Yeah.
So this is about retail process. Now,
Yeah.
same process, if you are having same demand, and
Okay.
some X company have come to you, X company
Okay.
have come to you, they're also customers to you. Whatever might be, you are selling means they are customers to you, and if you are buying means they are vendor to you. So if some X customer big customer came, and
Okay.
he required some goods of some purchase of 10 lakhs of goods, and he wanted to use these goods for his own store purpose. He is also having some store, but he wanted to buy from DMart. At that time, what happened? So you will not be having that much bulk of products to you. right?
Yes,
If
correct.
if
Yeah.
he is having 10 lakhs of purchase, you will not be having that 10 lakhs of means, if suppose if you are not having it, what happens in that scenario? You will raise a request, customer sales report, you will be doing it, but you will be sending this sales report to the warehouse team. In the same time, if the items are not there, you will again same time you will again make a purchase order from the vendor.
Yes.
Yeah. So what happens now? Purchase order and sales order both are done. Purchase order to vendor, sales order we will give to warehouse, our warehouse to deliver
Warehouse.
these items, because we wanted to deliver. No, if 10 lakhs
Yeah.
items, he will not come and take from his bucket and he will not go. No, this will we
Yeah.
should deliver and we require some time. So at that time, what we'll do? We take this customer request, and what we do? We raise a purchase order to vendor. Here is the vendor, and vendor do the shipment to the warehouse. From the warehouse we directly give to delivery, and customer will not be coming to the storage.